But let's continue. And it's gonna load. And it loads for quite a while the first time you open it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and, never mind. I guess it's all... My computer is already familiar with it. Perfect Frost Mage, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start recording, but it's gonna restart this thing again. I don't know why this happens. It's like I'm using Skyrim mods or something. Alright. On my way, Magistrate Sentius. I can run? Yeah, I can run. Do some parkour.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Yes, sir. On my best behavior. Can certainly trust that. Hello, stranger. Shrine of Apollo. Guess I'm talking to this person.
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman.
Sorry for your loss. What happened?
She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it.
Should have got medical insurance.
Shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall, but there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
Is there something I can do to help? That joke was just a joke, by the way. Medical insurance in America. It's a ripoff.
Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do.
What?
Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out.
Okay, so it's like an MMORPG. I gotta, it's a fetch quest. I'll get right on it.
Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
Day and night. So, silphium resin. Good thing I can follow that marker. You'll guide me? Okay, tap X. Alright. Okay, I tapped X, but when I was here already. Decius looks busy. I should try talking to him a little.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Decius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
Yeah. Yeah. There are no other weapons, Decius.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Decius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we?
Yeah. I need some silphium
Certainly.
resin.
All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
Jeez, man. It's gonna take me like 10 years to get. How would I come up with 1,000
That's hardly
denarii?
my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
Well, that's half of what I mentioned. Your price gouging over life-saving medicine? What is wrong with you, man?
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid.
I hate
Take it or
you.
leave it.
Oh, dude. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Never mind.
You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navia on our hands.
What happened to Navia?
She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this silphium or not?
Yes, sir. How about I just take it instead?
Very well.
I don't have that kind of money,
Perhaps
though.
I can interest you in something within your budget?
Ooh, what do you have? Let's see. What's this guy's story? Although I'm not really interested in Dacius, to be honest.
How did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, hoping to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing through a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
Yeah, right.
Of course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
Good.
Naturally, I dived in after it, hoping to salvage my fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin. Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been a stroke of good fortune, because this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you, there must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
That was gonna be my next question.
I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking.
True.
Oh yeah, gotta watch out. Old Dacius has got your back though.
You can always rely on old Dacius.
It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk.
Will you give me what I need?
Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet.
Dang. I think I have to be a law-abiding citizen, dude. I don't think I can get one.
No need to decide on anything yet. Just sleep on it, yeah?
I'll try to be a good guy in this run-through. Or follow the rules, at least.
Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us? Certainly. Very well. Another time.
Another time, Dacius. Silphium. Bottled silphium resin, an extremely valuable ancient Roman remedy for various afflictions. Okay. Let's leave it. Yes, I can hear you.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. You arrived on a sad day, friend. What with Julia's death? I wish we could have met under better circumstances.
Yeah, me too, man.
Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people. That kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place. Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines were constructed hundreds of years ago, which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure. It could mean that the Romans, who first started building here, were just copying Greek architecture, which they do all the time. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell. Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water coming from outside the city and distribute it all across the chasm. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Prosebina, where it fills the lake and allows us to fish and farm. Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know.
True.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just please try to be a bit more discreet about it.
Damn, dude, I didn't know you were so shaky. My bad, man.
You mean the Great Temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Prosebina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case, it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the Golden Rule? Unless
Possibly.
somebody figures out a way inside, I suppose we'll never know. Of course. Some people say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. It just seems so flawed to me. Like it's distinctly human. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things that just seem so wrong to you. But this so-called god doesn't seem to care, which means one of two things. Either you don't know the difference between right and wrong, Or this unknown god doesn't. And I'm pretty sure I know the difference. Do you?
Yes. A little bit.
Good. Then I hope you'll agree that there are only two ways of dealing with unfair rulers. The first is to leave. The second is to remove the ruler from power. And it seems leaving may not be an option. I'm glad. It's best if I say no more, but I hope you give it some thought. You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. But I'd tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. There are much worse places to live out your days.
True.
You might have a few sleepless nights thinking about the golden rule. But once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you everything, it's not too bad. Nothing new to me, anyway. Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Noviomagus, and learned to expect a bit of hostility. They weren't nearly as tolerant as the Romans. Oh, it means someone thinks I'm a sinner, and that I'm going to break the golden rule. Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company.
I see.
Hey, nothing gets by you, huh? Sorry, that was mean. Yes, I like men. And
Well, I
when you
should've
grow
chose the
up in
other.
the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagus, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their tolerance. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for, what was it, nearly 10 years? Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi. Nice of you to say, but not necessary. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am. Or at least I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, at first glance and hearing him, I don't know, it's like a subtle thought. But then, because this is a video game, it's I don't know. I felt like I was quite unsure. Let's continue.
It's not just graffiti. I have quite the collection of handwritten notes too. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not sure what I could have done to upset this person. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably one of those cultists. Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god, and that he considers my nature a sin. Can you believe that? If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into hiding. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule.
Yeah. I don't think I should get involved.
Let's hope so. Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. And while it's all a bit vague, at least he has a vision. My vote isn't for sale, if that's what you're asking.
I thought I already asked this one though.
Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my... And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagus, you expect a bit of hostility. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for... what was it? Nearly 10 years? Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world, with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, or at least the strange thing, I've never really been interested. If I had to get... If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into hiding. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule.
I'll tell them I'll look into it. But I'm probably not gonna do anything about it.
What? Really? I didn't expect that. But thanks. It's always a pleasure to meet someone so selfless. I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start by figuring out who the cultists are. Or maybe ask around among the merchants here. Someone who lives or works in the forum must have seen something. But if you find them, please don't hurt or humiliate them. I suspect they're just confused.
Yeah.
Nice to talk to you.
Sinner.
Make sure you stay away from that empty shrine. It's going to collapse at any moment.
I know who you are and what you want. Turn away from this path, or we also free sins.
Salve.
Salve. Wait, the game really wants me to be a thief?
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die in here? Hello?
What's your
My
story?
name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up. I don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure. Yes, but I wasn't. I was just looking. They said I did it more than once, but I can't remember things so good. Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy. Yes. They said I have to live here now, and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me?
Sure thing, man. I like how you hold your paper. Magistrate Sentius to Duilius. I am writing to you in relation to your incorrigible antisocial behavior arising from your obsession with an alleged lost treasure. While I am sympathetic to your plight in the passing of your guardian Hannibal some weeks ago, I wish to impress upon you an important message. The treasure you seek does not exist. Given your memory limitations, it seems likely you simply misremembered. More importantly, since you have on several occasions been caught trespassing, including around the cisterns, which are strictly off limits to all citizens, I have reluctantly come to the conclusion that you are a liability to this community, then must have your freedom limited, lest you break the golden rule. It is my hope that this letter will assist you to remember why you are incarcerated, should you experience further lapses in memory. I guess there's no next page.
What does it say?
Oh gosh, man. It says they caught you trespassing several times and they locked you up to stop you breaking the golden rule.
My treasure.
What treasure?
My friend Hannibal used to look after me. And he said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said, if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find him. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns, but when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me, except my friend Galerius and Ek, the priestess lady. She's a nice lady.
Sure.
Hannibal said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. But maybe you could help me get out of here. Then I would trust you a lot.
Sorry, man. That's breaking the rules.
Galerius already tried that. He said the magistrate wouldn't listen, no matter what.
Oh, jeez. I'm obligated to choose one of these two. There's no option to just walk away.
Like Galerius? He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll and everything. If you help make him magistrate, he can get me out of here, and I can give you the key to my treasure. Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember what it was, just that it was way up high and very precious.
I'll see what I can do. You know a way out
You're
of
going
here?
to let me out of here? Really? Oh, please. I hate it here. It makes me very sad. Gold? You mean treasure? My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he gave me this key. All I remember is he said, now nobody...
Alright, Dooley.
Bye-bye.
What happened to the other dude? This place has day and night cycles? Is this not the same woman? What the heck was that? Can't move? Why not? Oh jeez.
Don't you just love springtime?
A little bit.
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
Yeah, so... I don't remember. It's been a while since I've played this game, but I did talk to this guy. He got me, like, settled in, kinda. But I guess I haven't asked him these questions.
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it. I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia,
Actually, I think he did.
with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young, and it was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it. Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion
You know
against the
Boudica?
Romans.
Brothers! This one's mine.
This girl's on crack.
Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place, and I started my life over again. That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce.
What the
It's
hell?
for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the legion thugs who took everything from me. And I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting. And he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes. Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Sentius? A lot of people don't like Sentius, and I'm starting not to like Sentius either. So I'm probably just gonna betray him, I guess? I mean, he thinks I'm an ally, but I don't know. I kind of don't like him now.
Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me.
She didn't tell me either.
Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know? I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
Yeah.
I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. And that's good enough for me.
Yeah. I already know why he's in a cell.
I suppose you're right. Alright, see you around.
Alright, Galerius. Take care, buddy. Who's this guy? Oh.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's worth a fortune.
Opius, the thief, stole my purse, and I... Recipe. Secundus and Cythereus were together until the end. Secundus and Cythera. That's interesting. It appears to be freely available to anyone who wants it. Very much doubt that. Ah, jeez. I need a job, and I need to make 5 grand fast. Hello? Who are you?
Greetings and salutations. Greetings, I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I
Yep.
have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail?
Might. Okay, how far beyond the world?
Then you are an explorer, like me. Wonderful. You must have many stories to share. I cannot wait to hear them. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps?
Correct, you are, Georgius.
My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum.
Ooh, maybe I can get something from you.
You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, The more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
Yes, sir.
Oh, and there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at, I don't know about you, but I would like to look my best. A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself. I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa. Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger.
Is everybody
I
talking
went
about?
to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am.
I thought these people are talking about the person that I saw. I mean, she probably set me up.
Anything you like. Shh! Not so loud! What are you playing at? Have you not been told about the last attempt? Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. It is a long story. Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all. And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out. They have. I am getting to that. There was an attempt made by resourceful fellows who lived here some years ago. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends.
Wow.
So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place, and so I say it is best to not even discuss it aloud.
Okay.
Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate. Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson when he abducted Persephone and imprisoned her in the underworld. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew. The grain turned to empty husks and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The Golden Rule has merely brought it into focus. If we are to survive, I say we must each heed the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus, first of the 7 sages of Greece, who said, avoid doing what you would blame others for doing.
Avoid doing what you would blame for doing.
It does, doesn't it? But it is not enough for us to do this alone. For even if 99% of us adopt this principle, that will never be enough. Sadly, no matter how well we protect ourselves, the life's work of many good people can be undone in the blink of an eye by a single selfish act. Ah, the voice of experience. I am sorry for your loss, my friend. But on a lighter note, I will say one thing for the Golden Rule. For all their grim and haunting poses, these golden statues do make magnificent models for my clothing, do they not?
That's funny, Georgius. I like you.
That, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for Malleolus.
Everybody
I
is.
do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way. But of course, this is troubling, is it not? I am afraid I have no idea. It is ridiculous though, Virgil is a fine man. But my young friend Fabia confided in me that she saw someone leaving graffiti on his shop front last night. Perhaps you should ask her about it.
Fabia, okay.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Dyes for coloring clothing. These appear to have been extracted from plants and insects. Am I allowed to look into like people's stuff? Denaries. Oh, he's a high roller. He had 127. Know how much I have? 0.
You look well, my sartorial friend.
Do I?
Don't you just love springtime?
Yes, Glarius. What are you doing walking around?
May Apollo keep you safe.
No items. Medical tools. Dang. Years. We have a problem, Lucretia. I don't have the money.
Feeling all right?
Nope.
Sure. What do you want to know? Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it.
Yeah.
Hemlock, I believe.
Hemlock.
I haven't seen her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolus's villa, and they are quite secretive. Gladly.
Alright, let's be asking this question then.
Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad. Anything about what? A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands. I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
What do you mean, you lot? I'm not like one of these people, Lucretia. I'm normal.
My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here. It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it. Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense. Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying, but I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them.
Nice.
And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain. I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means. I just know Navia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
She's probably long gone.
Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you. Let me know how you go.
Sounds like Navia already played this game, and she was able to beat it. I'm probably gonna have to do 3 tries before I get it correct. What the hell? Oh, I'm standing on the fire. I was like, what is going on? Large stone statue of Apollo, the Roman and Greek god of disease and healing, among other things. Sophium is still right there. Let's track and tip to see the objective. Okay. Active, complete. Wait, what? Steal the Sophium. I feel like I'm just gonna get the bad ending if I do that. I don't want to do that yet. Obtain a bow. Behind closed doors. Front door is locked. There must be another way in. I hear Navia locked. I should find her. How do I make this? Oh, okay, there we go. You have to click on the eye to make it active. Alright. Where is Navia? Oh, where can she be?
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Yes, it is. So I only want these episodes to be about an hour long, so I'm just gonna try to see if I can make it up to the top of that mountain there. I don't think I can go through here, can I? Oh wow. Okay, I don't know how to get over there. Guess I gotta take the long way. Let me look through this. Okay, so if I go through here. Oh no, there wouldn't be any way. Everything is in my way.
Are they?
Maybe I can go through here.
Fresh meat, huh?
It's locked.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Yes, ma'am. I like how those statues just spawned. No, I don't think I can go up there. Can I take this? I doubt it. I don't want to do anything wrong, or try my best to do anything wrong. How curious. Yes, a ladder. Okay, I think I'm going the right way now. Hopefully. Some flowers right here, or butterflies then. Only thing is I can't climb, so... It looks like there was something up here. Oh. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, that would have been bad. Yeah. Let's try this cliff right here. Go on this, and then right here. Nope. And no, I cannot. That's weird. Does he? Okay, maybe that'll turn into something later on. Looks like there's like money up there. Some coin. Whatever. Let's continue. Okay, hopefully Navia is up here. And it's more than likely gonna be locked. So... Oh, there was some lag there. It also auto-saved, so something... Jump? can we pass the test if we don't know the rule? There's a boulder right there. Okay, so this game is definitely gonna have some puzzles. I can tell you that. Leap of faith. If somebody removed a plaque from here, I'll need to find a deciphering meaning of the obelisk. Let me try this door before I do that. Okay, so it's locked. Alright. Geronimo!
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, yes, yes. Thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. And yes, no more shall you walk on eggshells. Yes. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. Yes. Remember my first act as magistrate. I hereby announce the day of celebration.
Julia to her captors, this is Mayolis and Claudia cursed you to the depths. By the time you read this, I'll already be dead, because death is preferable to another day in depth bondage to you. May vultures peck out your livers in Tartarus for all eternity. Oh. She's not dead though. She's just writhing in pain. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. These are gonna be hour-long episodes, so when I come back, I'll be talking to this fellow here. Whatever his name is. I feel like it's gonna be a really interesting conversation, so try not to miss it. Alright. Thank you and bye-bye. Take care.